should be on the paper. Got it?
Okay. In summary, our team competed in the Second World Game Jam competition. This event took place on February the 9th, a Friday, lasting 48 hours through the weekend, until Sunday the 11th. Roles for the team included the programmer, Felix. He writes the code and makes sure it works. The artist, V. She makes the characters and the backgrounds. It also helps the game give its own unique style. Without her, the game would be nothing but gray boxes drawn in MS Paint. Next is the composer, Marley. She makes the music and the sounds players get to hear. Things you do in a game feel more real when there's an audible reaction. Experience shows. And the game designer, Rio. The reason players have fun or any other emotion a game gets from you is because of his decisions. Results. Out of over 5,000 entries into the Second World Game Jam, the game There's Always Another Way did not place onto the judge-reviewed top 100 chart. Over the course of the week, games were being reviewed by both judges and audiences. The game did not crack past the bottom 15% of cumulative positive reviews, meaning that the game was reviewed less favorably than over 85% of its peers. Examination. Due to the lack of a scheduled videographer, a report of the game development timeline will take its place. Through this, I simply seek to showcase the hard work and talent of my peers, where the results of a globally recognized competition could not. Day 1. From my own thoughts, I believe flaws under the team started showing up from the beginning. But if we're talking about a turning point, about 30 minutes into the competition, sounds right. Oh, hello. Hi, Professor Kim. Thank you for calling me back. Oh, the thesis. Yes, I've actually been working on that all day. I had to pull some documents from my own time in undergrad, but I think with some help I'm going to be okay. Yeah. All right then. Thank you. Bye-bye. So, from my own thoughts, I believe flaws with the team started showing up from the beginning. But if we're talking about a turning point, about 30 minutes into the competition sounds right.
I don't get this.
Listen, I'm not talking about 5 regular-ass Mario Bros. Levels. I'm thinking like a deep, complex level we're getting from left to right is the first part of the puzzle. And I think we can make 5 of those.
But if they have to go from right to left anyways, then...
Left to right.
Yeah, that's... What's gonna stop them from just figuring out what the win condition is when they pass by it?
It's a subversion. They'll be so used to taking it in the same way that everybody else does, but by the time they get to the left end, the rug will be pulled out from under them.
Right end, and at that point, we're not even making a platformer, we're making a puzzle game.
Okay.
But do you think that will work with the theme of the jam?
What's the specific wording of the theme again?
Win or lose, and I don't get what's so different about your pitch. I mean, what's so fun about your idea anyway?
The theme is pushing us to be subversive, and I like the idea we have so far. We have this open world that the player can feel free to explore, determine the value in, and that makes it more important than the solution itself. What's a better way to interpret a theme than telling it to go screw itself?
By making an actual video game?
Okay, fine. What's your favorite game?
I don't have one, but how about Mario Bros? Like you said, it has levels and challenges. Then you complete them. It's done.
Okay. V, what's your favorite game?
Pokemon. Any of them, really.
Okay. Marley?
Ocarina of Time.
See? Games don't always have to be one thing. They can be adventures. They can let you explore worlds you haven't before. They don't all have to be...
Win or lose.
Exactly.
Fine. Whatever makes the development faster.
See? I knew you'd come around.
That's good, having our ideas and all, but is the videographer the professor hired coming or not?
Well, he was supposed to be coming about an hour ago, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But, will he come? Or if he missed the beginning, will he just not give a shit? Because we were promised that...
Hey, if he doesn't come yet, then we'll just call the professors and see what's up. And he still might arrive. He has plenty of time. And even if he doesn't, that just means the professors will be missing out on the best game jam win of all time.
Of course, our victory.
They might have us do an essay in the videographer's place.
Why?
The whole point of us being recorded and staying at my apartment was to get a further understanding of how to handle professional tasks under pressure. I mean, it only makes sense they'd want to understand some of their brightest students. There might even be interviews.
Yeah, whatever.
Is it even all right for me to be here? This seems like such a big thing for the school, having to compete over, 5,000 other submissions?
Right.
And I still don't even understand half the ideas you guys have come up with.
This is your first game jam with the school, isn't it?
Yeah, first ever.
But I wouldn't worry so much. These game jams are a piece of cake. This is his first game jam, and he's not even nervous. Plus, I was on the team for the Euro Game Jam last semester, and it was a piece of cake.
Our team didn't even make it in the top 30 of 40 teams competing.
But we still kicked ass.
Yeah, that jam kind of rocks.
Guys, we're making a game here.
I mean, look at the team we have. The best programmer in the computer engineering program, a great artist, and I heard those tracks that you made last semester. After hearing those, I was positive that you'd be the perfect choice for our award-winning game.
Which, as of right now, has yet to win any awards.
Wait, you heard my music?
Yeah, the professor showed it to me when I asked him what the team would look like. Why wouldn't they? It was good, like, really good. We might not have any awards yet, but I have a good feeling about it.
Professor STRECK showed you my music after I completely bombed my portfolio interview?
Give her a break, man. I'm not even sure the jam organizers are excited about this as you.
Well, I wouldn't be if I
Game jam, remember?
Okay, making games, designing games. We were talking about the puzzle aspect, right?
Oh, okay, what's the style of the game going to be?
Mario Bros?
It was a gift.
Right. Yeah, I think I like this. What if the first level is on a construction site? You're running and jumping, normal platformer, everything. Then you get to the end of the level and boom, the flagpole, it's missing. A staple in completing a game. Incomplete.
Well, then how do they complete the level? Do they just try and rebuild the flagpole?
I don't know yet. I can come up with that later.
Oh, what if you have to work with the construction workers on site? Like, they seem like enemies at first, but they're actually just super chill guys who want to help rebuild the flagpole, and you're able to help them if you want.
I love it! You guys better watch out. I have a new favorite. Hey, Professor.
Oh, hey. Did you need something?
No, I just have class nearby. But I did want to check. You got the paper, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? What'd you think? You put a lot of work into it, right?
Oh, yeah, he did, for sure. And you know, it's also just nice to read about a game jam from such a personal perspective. Because even after doing them for years, I struggle now more than ever with learning about the personal and the mundane aspects of the competition.
You competed in game jams, Professor?
I still compete in game jams. Me and my friends, we actually compete every year. And we won the second World Game Jam once.
That's awesome. We're actually all thinking about just winning.
Really? Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta go. Gotta run.
No problem. See you later, Professor.
I have a name, no, Jesus Christ. Hello? Hi. Hi, Belle. Hi, thank you so much for calling. So, what did you think of the thesis draft? Oh, really? Oh, that's good. Okay. You know, I'm not usually a worrier, but this will be the first thesis I'm presenting as a lecture, so I just want to be prepared. Yeah. I know it's kind of trash right now still, but... Oh, okay. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, bye-bye. See ya. Okay. Despite our team's general desire to win, I wouldn't say things were perfect. Things were never going to be perfect when talking about video game development. There's always some sort of struggle. And in the case of a team like ours, where each person has a unique specific role, collaboration doesn't always breed immediate results. Sometimes it doesn't breed results at all. That's just a fact of life. But if I were to pick a time when the gears of the team really started moving, it would be around 4 p.m. that first day.
So we still haven't heard back from the videographer?
No, but the professor said just to work without him. We weren't going to use all the time we had anyway.
Professor STRECK?
Yes, them.
How do you not remember their name by
I have a thing with names. What's the big deal?
Nothing.
Okay. Actually, how is that music coming?
Wanna listen?
Yeah, sure. That's good. Is that for the main menu?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, it didn't feel like exciting enough to be something like level music, but it wasn't ambient either. Plus, it had a lot of simple chords, meaning it's supposed to be inviting, trying to create. It's good. What are you guys planning on doing with the money?
Like, we're gonna win.
Yeah, probably isn't the best to think of such hypotheticals right now.
Come on, humor me. What would you guys do with over $2,000?
Well, a better GPU to start. Other than that, I'll probably donate it or give it to my parents. The money doesn't matter. I just want to make a good game.
Okay. Marley, you have anything you want?
prize when I signed up to do this.
Come on, guys, you don't have anything that you really want?
Well, how about you?
Oh, I'm saving my money for grad school.
Didn't realize you were in for grad school.
Of course I am. You think I'm taking all these college-level mumbo-jumbo classes just to not be recognized as a top grad? If you took one look at the schedule that I had, you'd recognize that none of them are even useful until you get into a good graduate program afterwards. What did you say you wanted to be?
I'm sure I'll figure it out once we win. Until then, I'm not really worried about anything else.
All right, fine. Don't tell me this last one I suggest we could win.
I didn't laugh.
You might have laughed.
Out loud.
Okay, I laughed.
Actually, I am proud to say that I finished all the designs for the beach zone. What's everybody else got?
I'm having trouble with this physics engine, but the level layouts for the construction zone have gone pretty well so far.
Cool.
I've got the entire construction zone and cave zone done.
Well, not the 30-degree slopes.
I thought you just needed 45s.
I need the 30-degree slopes to represent more realistic, less angular slopes. I mean, the whole design falls apart when you don't have those ideas.
All right. You don't have to go about artistic design when you have no idea what you're talking about.
It's not whether I know about artistic design or not. Systems inherently designed for computers make things look better than others. That's just a fact.
And I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm just saying that 45-degree slopes take a lot of work on their own, especially considering they need to be done for each unique zone. Can we just table this until I know the extra time to do them?
It won't even be that difficult, so just do what you do.
Hey! Don't worry about the slopes, man. They are not that fucking important.
What?
They're not that important. It's fine. Let's not get antsy before we even have the chance to get to the first night, okay? Sit down. Actually, it's getting late. Let's all take a break, guys, huh?
Fine. But I asked for the 30-degree slopes, it says so on the sprite sheet. That's not on me.
How is that music coming, Marley? Yo.
What?
How's the music?
Yeah, I'm like not nervous or anything. Sorry, this is just still in my head.
Hey, I get it. That feeling of being in your art can really take you away sometimes. But it's time to get some rest.
So, how much work have you got done?
I have. You know, why don't you guys just listen?
So, what about the music?
Besides for the main menu, of course.
About that.
Shit.
Hey, look, I'm usually a lot better at this, I promise. I just listen to some music that might inspire some chord progressions and then mix some samples in there that I might like, but I haven't found anything I liked yet. And you know what? It really doesn't help that none of you guys seem to know what you're doing.
It's okay. Obviously, we've a bit of a time crunch, but making sure we're taking breaks is a must for this kind of gym, okay?
I couldn't agree more. Let's get some rest, you guys. Hey, man, you alright?
Yeah, just having trouble with the physics engine.
Okay. Just don't bring yourself up, okay?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hi, you've reached Mrs. STRECK. I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a voice message.
Hi, Mom. It's been a bit, huh?
I was just calling to make sure that you still have the box of college stuff I left at your house. It'd just be really nice to have. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, hi.
Hey, you doing all right?
Yeah, life's good. Why wouldn't I be?
You know, you say that every time we talk. It's a habit, you know?
It is a habit. I got it from my family, actually. We always say that when things are actually good, so that when we're not doing that well, or forget to say it, we know things aren't going well at all.
Well, I hope this time you're actually doing good, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, did you need something?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you finished reading the report. It's been like a week, right?
Ooh, yeah, it's been a week. To be honest, no, I have not finished it yet. Just been really busy with this thesis I'm writing.
The one on how well the school is preparing its students?
Yes, yeah, that one. But also, don't you think it's weird how acknowledgement that your team lost the competition? I mean, it's like reading Shakespeare and knowing that the character is going to die, but having to suffer through their whims and passions leading up to it anyway.
But I wouldn't really say that we lost, you know?
Okay. What? Oh. I'd spent every break leading up to the night working while the others relaxed. Building out a world using only a computer was turning out to be a much more involved and intimate process than I had anticipated. I remember even getting mad once when I got a sound file submitted for the win that was going to be our ambience for the second level. It wasn't bad. It was great, but it wasn't how I personally imagined it. I could only imagine what it must have felt like to be designing all of the locations, forming all of the worlds in your head, giving them logic, understanding, and enjoyment. Things were good for a while. It felt like our dawn of the second day, if you will. Even though we only had 48 hours, things had taken a pretty dramatic shift for the better from how rough they started. But alas, the times were only going to get more complicated. I wasn't there for the start of it, so I assume it began around 10 at night.
I'm gonna get some pizza.
Hey, I think I got something.
You got something? That's great. That really fits with like the building up nature of the first level. But is that key change towards the end where it should be?
What do you mean?
It just kind of feels like there was a lot of build-up happening before the key change, and I feel like that should be happening during or like after, you know?
That's a really good point. You know, you keep bringing up music stuff. You've studied music before?
Yeah, a little.
That's crazy. Because oh shit! We went to high school together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Wait, what the fuck?
That's crazy. Why didn't you say anything?
I'm not the composer. It's relevant, you know?
We were in marching band together.
You know, yes, you're right. You know, I feel like we can have this conversation as much as you want later, because right now you were doing a really good job of
Okay,
using it.
but what about this?
I feel like you should. I feel like you should.
Why can't we
Just
talk
get
about
with
this
it.
right
Yeah,
now?
You know, we're about to get something to eat. You two can talk over dinner.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if this game doesn't win, I think I'm gonna collapse.
Oh, we're going to win. And when we do, that videographer is going to regret ditching us for his vacation.
What about that guy?
So I've been checking his Insta, and it seems as though he decided to bail on recording us for a vacation.
To where? The Bahamas?
You know, my mom says Tennessee is really nice this time of year.
No way. My mom says the same thing.
That isn't
Music
the point. He ditched this. He ditched us, and now we're out on documentary. Doesn't that piss you guys off?
Look, I know we were supposed to have somebody come record, but it just didn't happen. If you'd like, I have a camera. We can set something up and make sure we get it.
No, it's all right. I was just wondering what happened to him, that's all.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to have
It's
this
not
record.
about getting this piece of shit group turned into a movie. I don't even like watching footage of myself.
Then why do you care?
Look, it's, you know, parents and stuff.
Oh, that's cute. You know, I just realized I don't think I've messaged my dad in like over a week. But it's great that you guys are so close.
It's not
I
that.
feel like if you haven't messaged your dad in a week, you should give him a call, right? Sounds like a long time.
You know what? I will.
Pizza's here, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Starving. Open it. I'm sorry.
That's my pizza.
I know.
With my money.
All right.
You chipped her.
So what? You want to show him up or something?
No, it's not like they're terrible parents or anything. They're great parents. I've lived a great life because of them, but it just hasn't been the same
Same as what?
since I decided to do art stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like they speak to me differently or something. It's like I'm not important, I'd changed, but I thought they could see what I've been up to and, I don't know, be happy for me. No, I'm not just someone they're only coming to love because they gave birth to me.
That reminds me of something a teacher of mine once told me in middle school. He said, good parents might always love you, but they might not always respect you. I don't know why I remember that. It's a hard pill, but it's true.
Maybe if we win, they'll know that I'm doing just fine. They'll know that their perfect kid is out in the world, making a difference, no matter how much I've changed. And then things could go back to normal.
Yeah?
I'm glad you're okay with talking to us about this.
Yeah, I know it must be hard dealing with...
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, it's just hard to listen to an egomaniacal piece of shit lecture me on how to feel and what to feel.
You know, I haven't even met you before this. What's your problem?
You know what my problem is? Is that you're obsessed with your computer, you're a control freak, you're so
Hey, both of you, get a hold of yourselves.
Yeah, we're supposed to be working as a team here.
But
Both of you are acting way out of line. Separate. Let's just change the subject.
yeah.
Okay. Another subject?
Yeah, fucking anything with this.
Then let's talk about the marching band.
Felix, V, what the fuck is up with the beef here?
Band was fun for me, and the more I remember it, it was fun for you too.
It was fun, but it was a different time.
It was. You know, I think the reason I didn't remember you at first is because you were so shy back then. I don't think I heard you say a single word until the very end when you joined the leadership.
Like I said, different time.
So, why didn't you join the college band? If you already have an instrument, it should be free to join, no?
I did, that first semester. Just wasn't gonna work out.
Why not? I mean, you obviously love music. You wouldn't be able to give me half the critiques you've given me if not.
You know what? I think I'm gonna get some air.
Well, hey, then I'll come with you.
No!
I'm gonna go check on him.
I think it's best if I check up on him.
What's your problem?
Excuse me?
You know, I've always heard you were an arrogant prick, but honestly, I'm taken aback. You work and you work, but in the end, you're just doing things for yourself. If I were you, I'd stop trying to pretend so hard that I gave a shit. I know him. You don't.
Am I missing something here?
My girlfriend is in your class. She's always going off about how you're the smartest guy there, so above everyone, despite the fact that they're all working together and you're just off in your own little world. And then one day she comes back to the apartment crying. She said the professor held tries for something really big and really important. Maybe an internship, I can't remember. She studied for weeks to get in, but she was second, behind you. And then if that wasn't enough, as you got accepted in front of the entire class, you declined. So she got in, but she didn't earn it. And everyone knew she was just this girl who got an internship because this guy, this big company wanted, just didn't give enough of shit.
I remember that. It was last October, the Rockwell internship. I didn't realize she was your
Cut
partner.
the bullshit. If you had it out for her simply because she, you know, after spending all this time with you, I can feel assured that you really just don't give a shit. You're just there, head of your computer's ass, doing whatever you want to do, so don't what? Pretend like you give a shit about anything more than making a video game? That even for a second
I'll have enough of that. I didn't accept that internship because I found out maybe 12 minutes prior that my brother had passed away. Now, I know that sounds a bit odd, but trust me, it was worse for me. Apparently, he'd been in the hospital for days as they tried to revive him, so my parents were too distraught to call. So 7 hours after the closest person in my life passed away, I was treated to a call by a mother who realized one of their sons wasn't there for the other. Class was just about to start. It'd be a waste not to enter that class, even if there was a warning that there'd be bad news that I was about to receive. So I'm sorry about your girlfriend. I was just a bit too out of it to really care. But I care about this because he would have too. So if I'm that much of an inconvenience to you, I have other places where I can make a video game, maybe even my parents' house. God knows they want me to there. Ugh.
Hey, Professor Strack. Oh my God, why does everyone keep interrupting me? Jesus Christ. It's okay. You can come in. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for reacting the way I did. I'm just really trying to focus right now. I'm on the cusp of figuring out my thesis, so.
Well, it's not really important, but I just wanted to say thank you for choosing me for the game jam team this semester. It's really helped with my confidence, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next semester. So.
Oh, I'm really glad you had that experience. Yeah. I wasn't the one to choose you, though.
Then who did it?
It was Leo. Yeah, he recommended you.
Oh shit! Is that our essay?
Yes, it is. I'm almost done, I think.
Our essay is that important to your thesis?
Yeah? I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Again, I haven't finished it yet. But I've done a number of game jams myself over the years. And they've all been very fun, very safe exercises in teamwork and competition, right? But now that I know this team, which on paper has a very high chance of success, is going to fail, I mean, I just have to ask, what was the cause? Was it, personal or systemic to what the school teaches? What do you think?
From my perspective, it could be a bit of both, but I also don't really think we lost.
Why do you all keep saying that? I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's like you guys have an entirely different definition of what failure even means.
Oh no, we totally failed. we just didn't lose,
Either you guys start making sense by the time I finish this stupid paper, or I'm going to send each and every one of you to the psychiatric ward, okay?
Figures.
Why is that?
We're all a little crazy, don't you think? I got class. See you, Professor.
Fuck, Jesus.
You're doing better than I thought.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, you were a lot more of a nervous wreck when you first decided she was going to be on the team.
I hadn't even really thought about it at the time. I just thought she'd be a good fit. But now I've had time to process it, and while it's definitely stressful now, it is not as stressful as having to return to something you thought you left behind.
So are you going to talk about it?
You want to talk to me?
Well, I'm just saying, you're our only game designer. And we can't have any more members if we have 4 left. That was a joke, by the way.
Oh. If I wasn't so terrified, I'd give you a big hug for that joke. 5 stars, really. I loved her.
What?
Obviously not anymore. And not to mention that high school feels like a million years ago. But I did. I really wasn't. I'm just not the same person that I was back then. I used to be terrified of talking to people, of just putting myself out there in general. And then I got to band and heard her talk about music for the first time. And it was like a lightning bolt to my chest. I had to get better. If for nothing else, than to catch up with her. I think that's when I was in love with her. When it felt like there was nowhere to go but up, and she was the ideal. But then I worked, and I worked. I made leadership, and I worked, and I worked. And band was over. I tried getting back into it in college, but it just wasn't the same without her around. There's a part of me that wonders that if I knew that she transferred, if I just would have gone. Just for her. So now she's here, and I'm just worried that I'm gonna fall back into old habits and let myself be motivated by a cheap crush. That's just who she is.
But she's not that person anymore. What's the difference between us and code?
Syntax?
No. When you have a program and it doesn't run, the program will never start, despite its flaws being something that might not come up under specific circumstances. It's the thought of being wrong that computers are afraid of, because if they mess up, it ruins everything. Despite that, we run. We all have messy programming that forms the foundations of our code, and yet we still live. Regrets, anger, sadness, they're all warnings to the core of us that something is very much wrong. But instead of shutting down or not even starting to begin with due to those failures, we continue anyways. Do we deserve to run despite those failures? Do we deserve to run even when it feels like every line of code has been run and there's nothing left to do except to try to find something new or die trying? I can't answer that. But it's when I'm feeling these complex and frustrating emotions that I can be self-assured that I'm more than just a string of line and code. I am very much alive. And so is our Marley. And so are you. You know I'm not much of a hug guy.
You wanna take a walk?
Yeah. Can I get my backpack first?
Why'd you bring your backpack?
It's a prized possession. I keep it with me
Dude, we're outside. All right.
Thank you for telling me. I guess I should ask, are you doing okay?
Yeah, it's just weird, you know? The more I remember about marching band, the more I'm surprised he didn't tell me it was him sooner. It was like a sport. We were a team. I remember some nights after we played a really good show, we'd be on our way back to the band room and he'd just, I don't know, like scream. Not in pain, but that kind of scream when a sports player has that high of adrenaline. It was like he'd scored the winning touchdown, but he just played clarinet. I figured doing all that just made him feel alive.
Well, maybe that isn't the full story. Wouldn't be the first time.
If he doesn't want to talk about it, it's cool.
Do you want to talk about it?
What's there to talk about? I'm just here, doing something I've never done before because I'm having trouble doing the only thing I ever loved.
I thought your new song was good.
It's only because of what he said about it. He doesn't even study music anymore, and he's doing a better job than me.
That isn't true. Sure, he has a few things in his memory helping us out, but you're our composer. You're a composer, and it's something you love to do, that you have so much over him.
How am I not supposed to think that? Everything I'm doing lately is, I don't know, lacking, or I don't have enough time, or this or that. It's all just too much, and I don't think I'm good anymore, and
Hey. You're not lacking. If you were really lacking, why didn't he just take over making music for us? Or why didn't we complain? Sure, you're a cool person, but I wouldn't let you make god-awful music out of pity. I want you working on this because every time I see you working on it, I see you so in the zone that I'm jealous. I'm sure you're having trouble now. I'm sure everybody does it sometime or another, but if you give up for making the best video game music I've ever heard, then I'm gonna kick your ass every day until you do. You got this, you know? Well, if they're not gonna come back anytime soon, I'm gonna get some rest.
it's good. Have a good night.
You too.
Well, shit. I guess I ruined that.
Yeah, think I got you beat. I kind of trauma dumped on them.
What? What did you say?
It doesn't matter, okay? Let's just get some rest.
All right.
The due date's tomorrow.
Okay. See you, man.
As the sun rose, it really felt like the dawn of the third day. I apologize if you haven't been getting the reference, but it's from The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It was my brother's favorite game. I never liked it, though, because it always felt so depressing. No matter where I went, there wasn't a single part of the world where I couldn't see that overwhelming moon crashing into the town. That's why the days are so important. It's a reminder to use every second to your advantage before the end of the world. It was so traumatizing. I stayed up all night working on the game. Every time I looked back at the clock, it was less time to make the game my brother would be proud of. I only speak so personally to explain why I would push myself so hard, despite the ever-growing feeling that nothing of note would come from getting it done on time.
Dude, have you been up all night?
Yeah,
Why?
I thought I'd make a game that my brother would actually like.
You can't. Actually, this is perfect. We can get this prototype up right now.
We should probably wait until they're awake.
Everybody up! Our amazing programmer just stayed up all night working on the game because he wants to make a game that actually works. And now I think we can win.
Now is not the time to be overly optimistic.
I'm not being cheeky. Okay, maybe I have been. It kind of feels like this whole time I've had nothing to do but put on a brave face and say, things will be all right. Marley, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you about marching band. I just didn't want you to think I hadn't changed. It's really different now. I mean, I struggle to get up in the morning. I feel like my best years are behind me. My back hurts. That's subjective. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold. It's me being anxious. You know, and neither do any of you know what tomorrow's gonna hold either. So how do you know this game is gonna flop? Look, we may not be in the best position, but we might not be in any position at all if we don't turn something in. And with everything we've all been through, I feel like if anybody deserves a prize, it's you guys. So come on. What do you say?
What the hell? I only have a few items left to do anyway.
I only have that one song. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'll try.
Okay, perfect. Let's get this done then.
I played Majora's Mask again after the game jam ended, and I wrote that first joke in. And what I'm surprised about, more than anything else, is just how hopeful the game is. Everywhere, people are reacting to what could possibly be the final death of their world with fear and reluctance, but also acceptance and togetherness. Even when the odds are against them, it's impossible to imagine the people of this world reacting with anything other than camaraderie and kindness to the circumstances at hand. And now, it reminds me of that morning when we were all putting the game together. By that point, the dread of their lives, which I was worried might distract them and prevent them from achieving the great things I knew they could do, dissipated away. Despite everything, their kindness came to me anyway. I'll always be thankful to them for that.
What the fuck is wrong with this code? We don't have much time.
Extra semicolon.
Wouldn't the debugger...
We don't.
Oh, thanks.
Don't.
This is it. The final track.
Oh, let me hear it. How do you feel about it?
I didn't ask you to come over here to ask me how I felt about it.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know. How do you feel?
I liked it.
Do you feel confident in it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's get it done. See, that was easier than marching band, wasn't it?
You could say that again. I remember collapsing into bed after away games and then having to spend the whole weekend catching up on homework we didn't do during practices.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was. So, why did you quit?
Because it's very different than adult life. see you after all this time.
It's nice to see you too, man.
Where are your hairs?
I gotta say, those slumps look great.
Told you so.
What did you say?
I feel like I should get one of those, no?
Sure, but they only look so good because I made them look as good as they are.
Thanks. Really.
Anytime.
Actually, we're running out of time here, to be honest.
When's it due?
A minute and 30? Less now.
All I have to do is upload the file to the game submission folder, then we should be good.
Aren't you worried I might not submit in time?
Well, based on my average upload speed and the size of the file, I think we'll be good.
Okay, that's great, because we have 14 seconds.
Wait! Shut the fuck up! It's done processing!
It's not gonna make it.
It's going to fucking make it.
But the bar isn't like loaded.
It's gonna make it! Let's fucking go! We did it! Oh my god! Oh, my back.
So I hope that for whatever metric you use to judge this team, you don't base it off of whether we won or lost. To be honest, I really couldn't give a fuck about that anymore. Ooh, swearing in an essay. Ugh, Jesus. I've been dealing with a lot of things deep down inside, treating me as though I'm the only person who feels as alone and frustrated as I do.
We're gonna do all right, right?
Nobody's doing at least all right.
Except for the Euro Game Jam.
Except for the Euro Game Jam. Why would you even say that?
What if they didn't like my final track?
Well, statistically, that have negligible effects from a critic and audience standpoint.
Yeah. Last Game Jam, there was this game that was like anti-soccer, and the music was terrible, but the game was pretty good. So imagine how we're gonna do with your music in our game.
Thanks.
If you said about my art, I kicked the shit out of you, so be grateful.
I am being grateful. I might not put it in the best way, but you guys are really some of the best people I've had the chance to work with. I feel like we've grown.
Hey, shut the fuck up! It's out!
But, as you already know, this isn't a story with a happy ending. Out of over 5,000 entries into the Second World Game Jam, the game There's Always Another Way did not place onto the judge-reviewed Top 100 chart. Over the course of the week, games were being reviewed by both judges and audiences. The game did not crack past the bottom 15% of cumulative positive reviews, meaning that the game was reviewed less favorably than over 85% of its peers.
I failed him. I just thought he would, I don't know. I'm sorry for everything I put you guys through. You guys don't deserve to fail because of...
We failed together, didn't we?
When you're alone, the whole world can make you feel worthless, broken. But we're all just broken computers,
aren't we? We run and we run and we run. Despite the mistakes we make, though, we can end up in better shape than ever when we find out what's causing the problem. We could search for new ways to process the world around us and form new surroundings, which can make that world even easier to handle. When my brother died, I thought the only person who understood me died too. But I was wrong. So please understand, this team can't be judged by simply the metrics we were forced to work under.
What happens next?
Hey, we have like 6 hours left in the Daylight Game Jam. Where's everybody at?
Hey, Leo, could you come listen to this?
Run. I love it.
So there's nothing wrong with it?
I do like the track, but it is space, right? Maybe try a more ominous key.
I know, just the one.
Cool. How is that physics engine coming?
I'll have it done by 3.
Okay, perfect. That gives us plenty of time to test enemy speeds and just mess with the whole thing.
How does this color palette look for the lead starship?
How about we ask our master programmer?
I think it looks perfect.
Sure.
Life isn't simply win or lose. It's progress. Sometimes it's bad progress, sometimes good. But when we work together, it always feels like good progress. because that feeling, that awful feeling that life is defined by how others view you or how you view yourself, just washes away. My brother never got to see me make a video game, but at the end of the day, even if my brother doesn't see how far we came as a team, I hope he knows I've learned one thing.
I'm gonna use the bathroom.